Hello, for those who don't know me, my name is Eric. In this video about van life, I will explain a few tips that I use to save my brakes. With a car, an SUV, and a minivan, I don't recall having changed my brakes before 130,000 km, which is over 80,000 miles. Yes, I drive on highways, but also a lot in cities and country roads. When traveling on a mountainous terrain, you can wear out very quickly your brakes. Brakes are expensive and not something you want repaired in an unknown place, in an unknown garage, and at an unknown price. Plus, it is not how I want to spend my time in the middle of a trip. Even if your brakes seem to operate properly on a relatively flat ground, in a mountainous terrain, they can overheat. They can quickly end up warped, glazed, and much less efficient. Permanent damage may occur. They can lose a lot of efficiency and durability. When brakes begin to overheat, they degenerate fast. Once, a very good mechanic told me that he had worn out his brakes in a single mountainous terrain trip over 2 weeks. I was quite surprised and I asked him if he had used the technique I am about to share. I was astonished that he had forgotten to use it. He was also surprised that he had forgotten to use it. It is easy to forget with an automatic transmission when your area of living is on a relatively flat ground. Engine braking. Engine braking slows your vehicle without the need to apply the brakes. Because the engine is slowing down your vehicle, you only need to apply the brakes at a lower speed for a much shorter period of time. This technique really helps reduce speed while driving down very steep and long slopes, saving the brakes from overheating or excessive wear. It is efficient not only on a manual transmission, but also on an automatic transmission, as people often forget. In some countries, this is a natural way of driving, while in others, not so much. Here is a demonstration that I will explain after. In that clip, I never apply brakes. I only use engine braking, which is a good thing, otherwise I would have been applying brakes for a very long time. This whole engine braking sequence lasts 2 minutes 11 seconds. I will accelerate the video, not to bore you. Applying brakes for such a long time will not only wear the brakes, but will also heat them, and they can end up with warped discs. How do I engine brake? Every transmission model is different. To know how to operate your model, you must read about it in your vehicle owner's manual. Most automatic transmission works with the same principle for engine braking. Here's that downshift principle with my automatic transmission. There are 2 forward positions to my automatic transmission. There is drive and low. Like everyone, I always drive in drive position, except when I go down a steep hill. In such a situation, I simply release the fuel pedal and pass to low without touching the brakes. My van is already slowing down. To reduce more speed, I simply downshift as explained in my owner's manual. In my case, I push down the gear arm and my transmission will shift down a speed, which will increase the rotation speed of my engine. This is the engine braking in action. Since the engine turned faster, it becomes noisier. After engine braking, it is really important to not forget to put back the transmission in drive position. This will get you back to normal driving conditions. My van has 6 speeds, so there's a limit of speed that I can go down. But there is also another aspect to consider. It is the RPM. Just in case, what does the acronym RPM mean? RPM stands for revolution per minute, which is the number of rotation the engine is doing in a minute. When engine braking, I take care to always stay above the usual minimum RPM used in the drive position. Otherwise, the engine will work too hard. I always keep my engine rotating lower than the maximum limit indicated on my RPM indicator. I even stay at least 2000 RPM lower than that maximum. As a general rule, going to the limits is never too good. My maximum RPM indicated by the manufacturer of my vehicle is 6500 RPM. So I try to always stay approximately lower than 4500 RPM. If I do not stay in those minimum and maximum range limits, I can damage my transmission or my engine. Every engine is different and has its own specifications. It is important to obtain them. Before trying this, you should read the chapter about this subject in your owner's manual. Be sure to understand properly the concept. You may try with the assistance of a person who is used to do this, or ask your dealer to give you a demonstration. Also, to recap the concept of engine braking, watching this video again is a good idea. Engine braking has always been used, but with an automatic transmission, it is often forgotten. If brakes start to shake when being used too much, they may be overheating. Discs are warping and braking efficiency is going down. This phenomenon will increase as the brakes heat up. In that case, you need to stop and let your brakes cool down. About 20 minutes should be okay. There is going to be a nice improvement after the cool down. This will tell you that you really should be engine braking when you drive down hills to minimize this problem. When you reach that point, your brakes should be verified. Other common sense tips. Here are some common sense tips that we can forget in our daily driving habits. However, with a loaded van, these are good to reconsider to save your brakes. Release the fuel pedal early, before braking. I do not follow closely to avoid last-minute braking. I try to always anticipate. So yes, you can save a lot of money and hassle if you take care of your brakes when you drive. You will also save on travel time and help the planet by reducing unnecessary consumption of items that give no joy at all. Why not save on those? Give me some feedback. Are you used to apply engine braking when traveling? Was that video a good reminder to you? Don't forget to let me know where you are from. I am sure that you know people that would appreciate saving on brakes. See ya!